Good afternoon and welcome to my Facebook Live this afternoon. My name is Jenny McCormack and I'm an independent demonstrator and I'm based in Brackley in the UK. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. If you are joining me live, then do say hi and let me know that you're watching. I do go live in more than one place at the same time. It's not that I'm that clever, it's just that Facebook is with my connected pages. So the main live that you will find me in is Gemini Crafts. And if you're watching in Coffee and Card or Gemini Crafts Oxfordshire, then you can obviously make comments, but I won't see those unless they're actually posted on the Gemini Crafts page. So if you often wonder that you catch me live and it says live but I'm not responding to you, it could be that you're on a different page. So I hope everybody is well this afternoon. It is Tuesday the 30th of March. I don't know where the day's gone. Already at 5 o'clock and it feels like it should only be about 3 o'clock. But I promised I would share with you retiring items this week. Some of them are going very quickly, so as of 5 minutes ago this was still available. And I did mention it, I think, briefly yesterday, but also on Sunday when we have our craft and chat session. And this is a fabulous kit, not only because of the price, but mainly because of the contents. It's called BOHO Indigo Product Medley, and you can find it on page 9 in your annual catalogue for 2020-2021. This is the front cover, not with the stickers on. Hi Carol, thanks for joining us. But that's what the front cover looks like. And it's right in the beginning section. Now all of these kits are retiring. Hello Molly, hello Katie. So if you like any of these kits, now is the time to get them. I haven't checked on these, I have to say. I love both of these, the citrus and the looking up one. And also you'll have seen me use the gorgeous poses one, which I used a little while ago. That is retiring and that has a matching stamp set. But the BOHO Indigo Product Medley consists of blue and cream. So there's two blues in there. There's Night of Navy and there's Misty Moonlight. And then there's Very Vanilla. That's the name of our cream coloured card. And it's a bumper pack. So it's £65 normally, which is still good value for what you're getting, but it's now reduced to £39 until it sells out, because it is a retiring kit. So let me show you what you get in the kit. This is a couple of samples that I've dug out from when I used the kit originally. So I've stamped these little flowers and used the dies to cut them out. You get a whole series of die cuts that you'll see, and you get the stamp set, and you get a whole series of ribbon and other die cuts. This one here I've just created using those fabulous papers, just cutting strips of those, which you'll probably remember me doing that one. I know quite a few people would have bought this kit originally. You can buy just the refill kit. So for £21, this is also retiring but not reduced. You can buy the refill, so you don't get the stamps or the dies, but you do get the paper flowers, well basically all the paper elements. You don't get the ribbon or anything, but you do get all the papers. So let me show you as you get it. So you get the stamp set called Boho Indigo, and this has got 3 different vase stamps which are really detailed, and it is photopolymer, but it stamps really well. I'm not sure which is my favourite because I like all 3, to be honest. And then you've got these leaves here, individual flower, a set of 3, a tiny little sort of border, and then 4 sentiments: a bunch of birthday love to you, such happy news, sorry you're feeling blue, and a thank you. And these are photopolymer stamps, like here. Let me move this out of the way so you can see obviously that I have used these already, but you can see the sizes of those. And you also get a series of dies. So you would need a die cutting machine to use these, but you could get these, and any of these would go through our new mini die cutting and embossing machine. So we've got some leaves, we've got dies that cut out the stamp shapes, and then we've got dies that do some embossing and cutting, and then we've got this one that cuts out the 3 flowers, and this one that cuts out the individual flower. Probably my favourite is this one here, and that's what I used in gold and in Magenta Madness here to put onto this card. Carol's ordered this one. I think Molly's ordered the refill, haven't you, Molly? Because you've got the basic stamp set and everything. So that's stamps and the dies. Hi, Patricia. It says you're watching replay, but you've just come up now, so we're still live at the minute. Oh, there's a missing stamp. Okay, so these are just some of the die cuts that you get in the set, and this is after I've used some already. So thanks for joining us, Patricia. So you've got assorted tags, assorted shapes that fit the sentiments. I've obviously cut up some strips here that I've got left over. I've popped in here. And then we have all these die cut ferns and flowers, little sentiments. So we've got green and gold, and then the 2 blues, Misty Moonlight and Night of Navy. And you get these ones as well. So a whole mix of flowers and dies. I've also obviously done some punching here, just using the dies with the papers, which I'm going to show you next. Oh, that's okay, Patricia. Thanks for joining us anyway. So this is some of the stamped images. So you get all of those, and remember I've cut into this already, this set. So this is what even I've got left over. And then you will get all of this as well. So you get 2 reels of ribbon. There's 10 yards on each ribbon spool, so you get this really thick grosgrain Night of Navy ribbon. And you get this thinner gold, slightly crinkled ribbon. It's really pretty, and that would go with anything. So you get 2 rolls of ribbon, and then you get all of these papers. Now, as I say, I've cut into them, so there are 48 papers altogether. And there are different sheets and quantities of each one. So obviously these are all mixed up, as you can see. But I do like navy and cream, and that's what this whole thing is based on. Hello, Carol. Thanks for joining us. I hope you're well. Some of these are perfect for men's cards, as the reverse is not necessarily floral. So we've got this one here, and this would work really well with the Well Suited suite where you make the jackets and shirts. Oh, that's okay, Carol. We'll let you off. And it's got a slightly sort of worn look to it, so it's not it's crisp, but it's got a sort of faded look. That's the best way I can describe it. And I just think these are so pretty. The papers are so pretty on their own. This would be great for a journal. In fact, I must do some. I haven't done any little mini albums for ages. Carol's been gardening. Well done, Carol. Certainly the weather here is perfect for gardening. Maybe almost too hot. So a whole selection. So you get 48 sheets in total of this. I think it's probably either 8 designs, 6 sheets, or 6 designs and 8 sheets. But they just really are pretty. They remind me rather, perhaps I shouldn't say this, but they remind me of my school summer dresses. When we were in secondary school, we were given, I think there was about 6 different choices of patterns you could have for your summer dress. And our colours were navy and sort of yellow. And so very often the summer dresses were little prints of navy and white. And that's what that reminds me of. Okay, so you get 48 sheets of those. And then you get these sheets as well. So these are embossed vanilla sheets. And you get 6 of these. And these are 6 inches by 6 inch. Sorry, you can't really see a lot of that detail. If I turn it on its side at the top, you might see that. So you get some of those, and then you also get 40 flowers, and these are cutest little flowers. These are paper flowers. You get 20 large and 20 small. If I just put them on there, this one's easy to see, so I've coloured this one in, and you can colour it in with a blends pen if you like, or a Stampin' Write marker, just going over this little bit of paper. So it's like a paper petal, and then it has a tiny little wooden bead in the centre. It's very, very cute. So if you buy the refill pack, you basically get all the paper elements. So the paper flowers, the papers. You just don't get the ribbon, the stamps, or the dies. Okay, so let's make something with this. So today I'm doing another card giveaway. Oh, there's some more of the larger flowers. So I'll be choosing somebody that's watching live, and they will get the cards that I make, cards that I make today. Molly was our lucky winner yesterday. Well done, Molly. There's a blue version of the flower. So let's do some crafting. So this is BOHO Indigo is its name. So I think what I'm going to do is stamp a vase and these, and then add some of the little flowers to it from the set. Oh, hi Karen, how are you? So I'm just going to pick some very vanilla card to work on. Which I have, oops, I have some here. So I'm just going to cut this down to size. I hope you're keeping well, Karen, and that your weather is still nice out there in Canada. So I don't know if you've got this BOHO Indigo set, Karen. It's very nice, isn't it? So I'm going to cut this at 9.5 centimeters. By 13.85. Now what I want to show you is, have you noticed, and it might be quite difficult for you to see, but on my trimmer this area here has gone really wrinkled, if you can see that here, and that's because all of our trimmers come with a protective covering, and this cover hasn't been removed. So after a period of time it just begins to lift, especially when you've done a lot of work in one area here, about the 10.5 centimeter mark. Yeah, we're doing good, thank you, Karen. So all you need to do if that happens is just find the edge of the layer, and I tend to do it from a corner. Okay, and if you just grab that, let me just, I'm not going to stab it, but I just want to lift that up, and then this whole layer actually comes off. Can you see that? So I tend to leave them on my trimmer until it begins to do that, and then remove it. Now there's one here on the ruler as well, and that's absolutely fine. The numbers and things won't rub off, and in fact there is, I think I've taken the one off on the right hand side, and that's now crystal clear on the left. Oh, today for count's going up to 17 degrees. I think it's 22 here at the minute, so it's lovely. Right, so this is going to be my base layer. Just pop that down there, if I can. Okay, so the stamps that we get with it, we get 3 different vases, and then you get this greenery here. And then you can either use the flowers, but I'm going to actually use the flowers from here. So what I'm going to do is, I think, is find these, and I think, it's difficult to say which is my favourite because I think they're all really nice. I think I'm going to use this one. Take that out of the way with this set here for the greenery. So it's been a while since I've used this set, so I am just going to wipe it on my chamois, which I just cleaned and brought in, but now I can't find it. Here it is. Sorry everybody. So as I say, this was available at the time of coming to press. Simple as. It's lovely weather for us for March, although we have got snow forecast at the weekend, but who knows, anything can happen here in the UK. Okay, this is the foliage elements. I'm just going to wipe that down. Oh, bless you, Lynn. So Lynn's recovering from COVID, so she has to take it nice and easy. Got something small stuck in there, I can see it. Just going to dislodge that from there. Okay, so I'm going to use Night of Navy, I think. Hello Jill, nice to have you join us. So just going to stamp this here. So just inking up the stamp, and I'm just going to pop it on here so I can see how it's stamping. looks good. Yep, perfect. So let's ink that up. Okay, let's pop this. I'm going to put this a little bit high, and I think I'm probably going to put some ribbon around it. I'm not quite sure yet. There we go, stamps beautifully. And then this is going to be my foliage. So I'm going to stamp that in Pear Pizzazz, I think. I hope everybody here in the UK has managed to take advantage of some of the nice weather. It's been lovely. Okay, so this is my foliage and I'm inking it up with Pear Pizzazz, and I'm just going to try it on my stamped vase here just to see what it looks like. Yep, see that it fits. And I am just going to overlap it slightly, because with the Night of Navy there, that will hide any overlap, but oops, but I don't really want a gap showing. So just re-inking that again, bringing this down so it's a little bit closer, and stamping that. So I hope this is in your line of sight. There we go. Okay, and now I'm going to add some flowers. So what I can do is I could use the individual flower stamp, which is this one here, to pop a few there, and then use my little cut flowers on there as well. Oh, I bet that was nice going around Spiceball Park. Very nice, Carol. Right, let me just get a small, I just want a small block for that. You can always find everything but, can't you? Okay, and I'm just going to clean this off again because this has been sat for a little while. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some flowers sort of on these edges. So I can just try it on here. I'll see what it looks like so. Yeah, pretty. So just making sure I think that up nicely, and using the stalk as a guideline for where I'm going to stamp the flower. And let's put the one here. So I'm really just using where the sort of the edges of the stalk are. To be honest, you probably won't be able to see that in my in the picture because it's quite detailed. Okay, but I'm going to add another one up here on the top. Like so. There we go. And now I can also add these little ones here as well, if I wish. Let's have a look and see. So they're very cute little flowers. So I think that's what that sort of thing I'm going to do. So I've got 4 there, so I'm either going to make that 3 or 5. I think I might do that as 3. Take my fingers out of the ink for the minute. Okay, before I finalise what I'm doing with that, let's find a sentiment to go across the middle. So I've stored all of these elements in one of our plastic cases, so you can buy these cases empty. So let's see, that's quite large. That might be a better fit. Seems a shame to cover it up, really, doesn't it? But that does fit quite nicely. Let's see what else I've got that is smaller. As I say, there's so many elements to this. You've got little tags and everything as well. And you've also got all of these elements. So, just looking for the little ones, really. I think that one will do the job nicely. Before I spend too much time searching. So, let's see what sentiment. I've got a thank you. Let's find my stamps. Yep, that will fit nicely on there. There we go. So I'm going to use Night of Navy again, and I'm going to do my trick of stamping on the back. I know you won't see all the lines, but it gives you a good idea how it's going to fit, which it does nicely. So let's pop this on here. So say this is all very vanilla. Go. You've got a thank you. Obviously I haven't stuck these other flowers down yet, and I could add some ribbon behind there. So whoops, we've got the 2 types of ribbon in the pack. So there's this one here which I could put on there like that and wrap it round, or I could just cut it and have it open. It's quite nice because it sort of separates this up. Let's have a look at the gold, see what you think, whether that would be better. So maybe the gold would be not quite as overpowering. Okay, Carol, thanks for joining us. Carol G, take care. So what I'll do is just wrap this round. So I'm just going to cut this down a little bit, like so. Trying to avoid this open ink pad, like so. Drop the ribbon on the floor. Okay, you like the gold? Yes, I think the gold is a bit less harsh, isn't it? So let me see where I'm going to line that up. I can either put it between those two or have it a bit lower. That almost fits perfectly in there, doesn't it? So yeah, I'm going to line that up with this bottom line. So all I'm going to do for this one is just add some glue dots on either end. So I'll pop one here and one here, like so. Just tuck those those off, and just going to wrap that around. I think it was that one, wasn't it, I said? So anchor it on one side and then bring it round like that, like so. You could, if you want to, add a glue dot in the center just to hold that down. So let's just do that, although it will be held by the die cut to an extent anyway, but let's pop that on there. And my thank you will go on top of that. So before we layer these on, let's layer this onto a card. So I'm thinking to use some of the papers as my backing, and really any of them would work. I think this one would work nicely. So I'm just going to cut this to size, and I'll cut this 10 centimeters by 14.35. That's the 10. And 14.35. So if you're on my email list, you would have received an email about the retiring items that are going fast and some of my recommendations. Okay, I'm going to grab a very vanilla layer. I'm tempted to cut this down a little bit more, but you're not going to see much more of that anyway, are you? Let me grab a vanilla card. Here's one I made earlier. Oh, it's not very straight. Let's just rescore this. So there we go. So this is going to go onto there, and then this is going to go onto there. Now I am going to cut this down, I think, so that you see a bit more of it. So the good thing about the glue dots is you can just lift this away. Just do this the same here, and just going to tease this off. There we go. So I just want to be able to see more of this, and more of the backing paper and less of the vanilla. So I'm going to take 1/2 centimetre off that side. So the best thing to do is to use this on the right hand side rather than calculating what that should be. Just measure 1/2 centimetre on each side. And then I'm going to do the same at the top, but on the top I'm going to take it off 1 centimetre. No, I'm not. I'm going to do 1/2 again. There we go. So if you are watching live, do say hi if you haven't already. It's always nice to know who's watching. So there we go. So now I can put my ribbon back on. So just checking got it on the right side, pressing that on the middle. It's only really an anchor point. It's not there to sort of hold it forever and a day. Wrap that one round and this one round. Okay, there's still enough sticky on there to hold it down. Get it straight. Hi Kate, thanks for joining us. Okay, So the other thing I can do to make this a little bit more interesting is cut the corners. Not in that way, but adding this little flower to the corner. And I'm pretty sure this punch must be going through, so I am just going to double check. If I could see I showed you my catalogue, so it must be here. Let me just double check that that is going through. It's funny how some you can remember straight off and others yeah, Detail Trio is going through. All the circle ones I know are going. Hello Tracy. So I'm just going to pop this into the corner of this one here. Make sure it's nicely nestled in the corner and punch in the center of the punch. Okay, and this will show then that lovely blue designer paper behind. There you go, and 4. So always, as I say, punch in the middle. The temptation is you see people punching it on the side, but it's not designed for that. It's designed to be punched in the center because all of those punch at the same time. If you do it on one side, you're putting too much pressure on one side of the punch, and it's not good. Not good. Okay, so there, that just lifts that, I think. So we're going to layer that and add in my little flowers here. So I've got my vanilla base card, like so. So let's put that layer together first. And use whichever adhesive you prefer. So I've got wet glue and I've got Stamp and Seal. Just make sure you're not going over the holes. Otherwise your glue will come through. Go. Like so. Put a little bit in the middle. It's so nice, Kate. And I like the fact that you get 2 different ones really. You get the corner rounder and the little 3 petals. And then you get that little hole there. Oh, you can't really see it, sorry. This one here, which is like a ribbon slot that you can use. So I'm just going to centralize this on my backing paper. And obviously, if you wanted to add dimension, you could put either of these layers through an embossing folder. And we are losing some embossing folders as well. So I'm going to pop this, oh, look at the back of that, it's lovely too. I'm just going to use some wet glue for this one. Like so. So just a scribble of glue so that you can't see any height of it. Check you've got the card the right way around. And then place this on here. I keep one finger underneath on the right hand side till I anchor the left hand side and then pop it down. There we go. So I've got my thank you here and I've got my little flowers. Now you could also cut these flowers out with the die if you wanted to, but I'm just going to mix and match. So I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3, I think, like that. And you can use, again, whatever adhesive. Probably the easiest one for this is wet glue. You can either put a dot on where you want it on the paper, and pop this down. Like so. Or if you prefer, you can pop it on the back of here and stick that down. So really, really your choice. Because it's got the wooden embellishment on, do give it a little bit extra time to attach itself, especially before you put it in the envelope. And my recommendation, if you're sticking something other than card to card, is to just give it 20 or 30 seconds for the glue to go slightly tacky, and then you'll find it sticks quicker because it's had a chance to go slightly tacky before you've added it to your card or your project. 2, 3. Like so. And then my thank you, I'm going to pop up on some dimensional strips, and I'm going to put them top and bottom so it straddles the ribbon. Okay, let me just grab some dimensionals. I've got this very scrappy piece that got caught in my wheels, so let me use this up. Okay, so I only need a thin strip, so I'm just trimming this off the bottom. I'll keep those pieces and then cut this in half, and then put one on the top and one on the bottom, like so. This one, and 2. So there we go. So a fairly quick and easy card, and it'd be really easy to duplicate this over and over again. So the only thing potentially that you would run out of eventually would be the papers, of which you've got 48 sheets anyway, and the paper flowers. But you could easily replace the paper flowers with ones that you've die cut, like so. So there we go. Nice, simple, almost monochrome. I know we've got green for the flowers, but we've got that vanilla and cream. Oops, just knocked my camera holder with my glue. So I hope you're all still there. So let's do another quick one just to show you some other bits and pieces. Okay, so one of the obvious things is just to punch out pieces from here. As I say, we've got these lovely vanilla embossed pieces as well. And as I say, one of the card samples I had previously were these 6 panels of using the stitched rectangle just to pop onto a card. But let's do something with a different punch. Let us use, if I can see it, there it is, my tailored tag punch. So this produces a really nice shape, perfect for men's cards and women's cards, so you could choose whichever side of the papers suited your recipient. The tailored tag punch is going through. I was just double checking. So let's move this out of the way, and I'm just going to punch a whole set of these, and I wonder if it will fit nicely on one of these backings. Use that as a backing sheet, not sure yet. So I have got some part pieces here, so I'm going to use these up first. I don't know how many I need, So let's see. 1, 2. And also you can reverse these over. Will I get one out of there? Not quite. If I'd been a bit clever, I might have got one out of there. Okay, so it's difficult to know which my favourite ones of these would be, because they're all really nice. I'm going to do a couple this way. I missed it. Only because I'm going to use the back. And I'm not being particularly careful about where I'm punching, because I know this is the last of my papers. So when it's gone, it's gone. So let's do some of those. So got on the reverse, that pretty pattern there. So, and then let's get something else. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to go floral or plain or a combination. Let's see. I may have enough. Looking for any odd ones that I've got. This is quite a good one here with the stripes and things. Haven't used that one yet. And there. Okay, sorry, that was rather mundane, wasn't it, looking at me punching those out. Okay, so what I plan to do is just literally place these together in a design. It's so easy. Do this with any spare papers you've got. You could do this with card as well, different colours of card, and these fit in together obviously really nicely because of their geometric and symmetrical design. So I'm just putting these actually in at random and then I'll make a design out of it. So you have the choice to put them close together or have them separated, like so. So I'm wondering whether to put it on a piece of misty moonlight so that you see the bits behind. I think that's what I'm going to do. Just need to see misty moonlight. There it is. I couldn't see for looking. So I think what I'm going to do is pop this on a blue layer, and that is going to go onto a vanilla layer, like so. So what I'm going to do is just cut this down as a standard card. So 14.85, I'll keep that as a card base. And then I'm just going to cut this in half at 10.5 centimetres, like so. And then I'm going to attach my layers to that. And I know it's slightly big, but that's fine because I'm going to trim off the edges. Actually, I'm going to make it smaller. Yes, I am. Sorry, after all that. So I'm going to make this, actually make this 9.5, so I can put a layer between this and my base card. So I'm going to make this 13.85, like so. And you can attach these in lots of different ways. So you can either use a little bit of glue, you can start up here on one side, or you can start in the middle and work around. It really is up to you. What I might do is just draw a line down so I know roughly where the middle is. If I can find my T-square. Unhook it from everything else. Managed to get hooked up. So this is 5.5. So I want this at 2.75. Why doesn't that look like the middle? No, it's the middle. Right, just ignore me, folks. So just sliding this along from this line here on my grid paper. I appreciate you can't see this particularly well, so don't worry unduly. So I know that is the middle, and I could do it the other way as well. But I've got the lines on here to work from. So I'm going to position this piece here in the middle, and then I'm going to put spaces around it. So let's start with that. I'm just going to use wet glue for this. Like so. Until I've got going, really. So there's my middle piece. Oh, punches. Not lunches. Have you got food on the brain? Yes, punches and paper, some of the basics, always. Yes, absolutely, Lynn. I do love, you know, the old techniques are often the best, aren't they? So I can't decide whether to have a space. It's a good way to use up scraps. Yeah, I think I'm going to have a space because it makes it look more 3D than having them all close in. So I am going to, and I'm just going to do that roughly by eye. And I'm not worrying too much about, plus I'll put a lighter one on there, the patterns, you know, which ones goes where. All I'm going to do is make sure that I don't have two the same next to each other. And I'm going to let it go off the edge and then just trim the edges down after. So it is a good way to use up scraps, Lynn. You're absolutely right. It makes a change for me not to be colouring anything in, doesn't it? Sorry, just having a cold drink. So let's see. Oh, I've got that one there. And a different one. I think this is my favourite. Reminds me a bit of Delft pottery, china. But blue and white is very crisp. And funnily enough, I'm wearing a blue and white summer dress today. There you go. Like so. Let's have this one down here. So I'm going to do this fairly quickly now. So Kate, I wonder, is this the first time you've caught me live? I apologise if you've mentioned before and I've missed it. So just going to pop this down here. And the good thing about using the wet glue is you do have a little bit of wiggle room. Just watch what you've got underneath. The best thing to have is a silicone mat. Just looking for mine. because your paper won't stick to the mat, and also keeps your surface clean. Okay, so here we go. I quite like this one here. So I'll do a count up after, and then you would decide, you know, how many you need roughly for each one, and then I would punch out a whole bunch and keep the same ones in piles so that you could then just pick up from each pile. Oh, Kate's on holiday. Excellent. Whereabouts are you based, Kate? It's nice to have you join us. I do like this one. Well, I like them all really. Like so. And then, let's see, have a dark one in here. Now, as you get towards the end, just put the glue on the pieces that are going to hit the card, and then you can trim round and reuse the edges, the edge pieces. It's going to go there, I think. So I'm going to actually cut this one up the centre. Go. Oh no, so, sorry, I'm talking to myself today. Oh dear, not even been a long day yet. Go. Right, let's see what we've got. Referred by your mum. Bless you. Oh, she lives in Harborough. Ah, okay. That makes sense now. Oh, so you must be related to Viv, I'm guessing. Apologies if I'm wrong. There we go. There we are. So just working my way around here. See what I've got that I can use here. Yep, that one definitely works. So when I've got to this point, you can, if you prefer, just put the glue onto your card. Like so. Bless her, she's lovely, your mum. Very talented crafter as well. Right, so I've got some odd pieces I can use, so I don't really want those two together. So I could add that one in, like so, that way around. So this is a really old technique. And you can do it with any shape, ideally a symmetrical shape. That works best. So it could be triangles, it could be hexagons, it could be rectangles, any shape really that's got ideally some straight sides to help you, you know, place them. So let's pop this one on here. And then we're done, and we can layer it up. So I've got a little bit too much glue there, so I'm just going to lift that out with my finger. And then I've got these 2 pieces here left, so I can use some odds here. That one, I think. And then we've got another one here, and that will work perfectly. Just going to trim this bit off. There we go. So a really easy one, not rocket science, perfect for scraps. As I say, it can be bits of designer paper, doesn't have to have a theme. They could just be completely random pieces if you wanted. Okay, and then all I'm going to do is turn this over, and if you've got a guillotine, you could use a guillotine to cut this down, but it's just as easy if you've got scissors. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to put the blade of my scissors against the blue card and then use that to cut along. What you don't want to do is try and cut it from the top, because that's very easy then to cut in to the card. Then you end up with a wonky edge. So that's that one. It's a good takeaway coffee and card. Absolutely. Tracy, you could add this to your list of coffee and cards. Oops. And just punch out a whole series of pieces for people to put together. So it's almost like a version of paper piecing, but I'm sure there's a name for it. There we go. As I say, if you've got a guillotine, or you leave this to dry completely, if you've used wet glue, then you can cut that off with your guillotine rather than scissors. It does make a bit of a mess of your scissors, so a bit of WD-40 or an alcohol wipe will get that cleared. There we go. And obviously I could have saved lots of these pieces and reused them, because you've got lots of edges and things that you could reuse. There we go. There we are. So I definitely recommend the BOHO Indigo project suite. You can just buy, as I said, the refill kit for, I think it was £21, and you'll get all the papers and the paper flowers. You don't get the ribbons, the dies, or the stamps. Ooh, nearly knocked my drink. Okay, so that I keep trying to pick this up. Did you see me do that? Okay, so there's my base. Now I've got some of this lovely paper, but I think I'm going to put it on Night of Navy. Because I want this, I want the whole thing to stand out. So let's have a look and see what you think. And then on, it won't be onto this one, but it'll be onto a piece of vanilla. I think that's nicer, and it makes it stand out. So let me just cut this one down, and then we'll be done for today. So as I say, this is retiring, so if you're interested in it, don't leave it too long to order it. It's probably been one of my most popular things in the sale so far. So this is 10 centimeters by 14.35. Hopefully I've cut that right. Ooh, I have. Oh no, I haven't. Let's try that again. 20.85 by 9.5. So 10. By 40.35. That's it. I just hadn't cut that piece down. Thought I was slightly losing the plot then, everybody. Okay, so that is going to go onto there. And then I could use some of the die cuts from the pack for my sentiment. Let me just grab these, which are now tucked underneath everything else. Okay, oh, that doesn't belong there. So let's see what I've got. So sort of hides too much of it, doesn't it really? There's this one here I could use, or there's this one that might work quite nice with the geometric element of it, or even just something like that. And obviously you could add elements to it as well. I'm not going to, because I want this to be straightforward. I want you to be able to see the papers underneath, but you could easily just add, you know, plenty of these little bits, or some flowers, whatever you wanted to add to it really. I'm just going to use that one. Ooh, there's a bit of gold. What do you think? It's rather nice, isn't it? I don't want to introduce another colour, that's all. Might just do that with a hint of gold in there. So let me lift it up so you can see it. Excuse me. So let's pop a sentiment on here. Such happy news. Sorry you're feeling blue. Let's see which one will fit in there. Such happy news would fit in. So this would work for a new home, potentially, or a new job. Anything like that. So let's use that one. And I'm just going to stamp that in Night of Navy onto my panel. And we're done. So sorry, went on a bit longer than I normally do for a Tuesday afternoon. And I think, Kate, as you don't join me very often and you're on holiday, how about I send one of these cards to you and one of these cards to your mum? What do you think? Would you like to receive one of these? There we go, such happy news. Just pop that on there, like so. So let's pop this onto a vanilla card base, and we're all done. If I can find one. Go. So do you have a preference which one you would like, Kate? So you can have this one here, or you can have the one with the flowers and the thank you. And then I'll send the other one to your mum. Oh, thank you, Lynn. Well, it seemed a perfect choice. Perfect choice. So I've just scored that, just folding this, and then we'll use my bone folders to flatten it. Oh, jolly good. So just let me know, Kate, which one you want, or which one you would like sent to your mum. So I'm going to pop this straight on, like so. Just turn it round, see if there's a, oh no, it needs to go that way because of this here. So if you could also just private message me your address. Obviously I've got Viv's address, and then I can pop one in the post to you each. So check my cards opening the right way. Just want to check the width of this. Yes, it's too long. I had a feeling about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on central and then trim it down. It just looked out of balance. Oops. Oh, let's do this again. Ignore that, folks. Right, let me start that from scratch. That was obviously a case where I cut the vanilla not to the size of the card and left it in my tray. Flowers, so I can do the other idea for her birthday. Perfect. Perfect. Right, this is better. Okay. It was all going so well. Oops. Okay, take two. Go. And a layer. Oh, bless you, Karen. Thank you so much. You enjoy your afternoon and evening. Thanks for joining us. So, oops, that's my blade. There we go. And 14.35. I will get there eventually. Okay, this one onto here, this one onto here. That looks much better, doesn't it? So voila. So we'll be back here again tomorrow at 10 AM. That's Wednesday morning. So if you're around and would like to join me, I'll be picking something else from the retiring list to show you tomorrow. I will double check before I go live that it's still available for you. So certainly this punch is still available, and as you can see, really useful for quick designs like this. So scribble of glue like so. Make sure I've got this the right way up with that one there. The other ones you could get away with any direction really, but this one I really want those stalks the right way up. I'm going to pop this on with dimensionals and then just tuck this little gold leaf underneath. If I can see dimensionals that I left here earlier. Yeah. Can use these ones. Might as well use them up. There we go. And we're done. So we have a business team meeting this evening, so that's always good fun. Chat to my business ladies, but we also have a lot of people in the team who are hobby demos, so they purchase for themselves. Let's put this sort of halfway down, I think, and just going to tuck that in behind. Going to snip off the stalk. Snip off more of the stalk. I've also got a dimensional stuck in there, haven't I? To angle that a little bit more. That will do perfectly. And we're done. Oh, thank you for your kind comments. Good things take time. Yeah, they can do. There we go. Can you use that? Hand of my scissors, press that down just so I don't get any glue on it, like so. There we go. So that one is finished. Hope you like that one. This was the one I did earlier using the stamps. I haven't used any of the dies, and these were two that I dug out of my finished cards list. They were done last year, obviously when this this set first came out last summer. So there we go. Thank you so much for joining me. And obviously if you've cut a load of these out, keep them with your others and then they're ready for another card as and when you are. So thank you for joining me, everybody. Have a nice evening for those in the UK and a nice afternoon and evening for you, Karen, in Canada. And thank you. Look after yourselves. I will be back tomorrow at 10 AM. So we have an opportunity to go through that. Thanks for joining us, Patricia too, and Carol, Molly, Katie, Lynn. Hoping I haven't missed anybody else. Jill, if you're still here. Obviously Kate. And have I got everybody? I think I have everybody that commented, and Karen obviously. And if I haven't, I apologise. So thank you so much. Do take care of yourselves and your loved ones. Take care, and I look forward to crafting with you again soon. In the meantime, keep safe and happy crafting. Thank you so much for watching today. Cheerio. Bye bye.